The Council of Nine convened in the star fortress of Kireth Prime. It was a gathering where entire empires trembled just to receive an invitation. There, the fate of star systems was decided. Alliances forged, wars kindled. On this day, the chamber was filled with the galaxy's most terrifying rulers. Towering insectoid monarchs, crystalline hive minds, reptilian queens cloaked in venomous silks. And in the center, like a mountain of living muscle and scaled armor, stood Raltor of the Vrashkai, his eyes burning like dying suns. He was here to issue a challenge. The Vrashkai hunger, Raltor's voice rumbled, shaking the chamber walls. We claim the right to hunt among your worlds. Deny us and we take them anyway. Submit, and we leave your thrones intact. The other rulers bristled, but none dared speak against him. He was the galaxy's strongest predator, and his kind had extinguished more civilizations than the plague of void fire. But before silence could settle, a small figure stood up. Human. No titles, no crown, no shimmering aura of power. Just a man named Elias Kane, representative of Earth's fledgling colony worlds. His suit was plain, his frame unremarkable compared to the titans around him. He looked up at Raltor and said calmly, "We do not submit." The chamber froze. The insect queen clicked her mandibles in disbelief. The crystalline hive mind pulsed in confusion. Even the cold-blooded reptilian monarch hissed in amusement. A human, one of the so-called Deathworlders, had defied Raltor openly. "You are fragile prey," Raltor snarled, towering over him. "Why do you speak as though you are predator?" Elias did not flinch. "Because humanity does not kneel to monsters." Middle, the trial of beasts. The council, eager for spectacle, demanded a trial of challenge. One champion against another. If the human survived, Earth would remain untouched. If not, the Vrashkai would descend upon the fragile human colonies like wolves upon lambs. Elias agreed without hesitation. "You'll die." One of the reptilian monarchs sneered at him as the chamber prepared. "Maybe," Elias said. "But even if I fall, Raltor will never forget why he bled." The arena chosen was vast, carved into the heart of an asteroid where ancient duels had been fought for millennia. Colosseum walls of obsidian metal rose high, and billions across the galaxy tuned into the broadcast. At one end stood Raltor, massive armored hide glistening, claws sharp enough to shear starship plating. He carried no weapon. He was the weapon. At the other stood Elias, unarmored, carrying nothing but a simple human blade, a relic of steel from Earth. The match began. Raltor lunged like a storm, claws slashing, jaws opening to reveal rows of fangs. Any sane creature would have been torn apart instantly. But Elias moved. Not faster, not stronger, but different. His body twisted with calculated precision, ducking, sliding, letting every strike miss by an inch. The crowd roared. Some laughed at the futility, others leaned in closer, sensing something strange. Elias struck only once in the opening minutes, his blade flicking across Raltor's forearm. The wound was shallow, barely a scratch. But Raltor's runes of strength, etched into his very flesh, flickered oddly at the contact. The predator snarled. "You think scratches will stop me, human?" But Elias said nothing. He simply kept moving, waiting, striking only when necessary. Each shallow cut was placed with eerie precision. Minutes stretched into an hour. Raltor's fury grew. He fought harder, faster, more violently than ever before. His claws carved gashes into the walls. His roars deafened even the strongest of warriors. And yet, Elias endured. He was not fighting to overpower. He was fighting to outlast. Finally, Raltor faltered. His wounds, though small, burned with strange intensity. His limbs felt heavier, his vision blurred. The runes carved into his body, symbols of invincibility, were disrupted by the precise strikes of the human blade. Elias lowered his weapon, chest heaving, sweat running down his face. He could have finished the beast. The opening was there. But instead he stopped, and then he did the unthinkable. He threw his weapon aside and stepped forward, unarmed. "Yield," Elias said softly. "You are strong, Raltor. Stronger than any creature I've ever seen. But strength is not enough. Humanity learned long ago. It is endurance, cunning, and choice that decide who survives." The predator stared at him, vision hazy, body trembling. For the first time in centuries, Raltor felt something alien to his kind. Respect. Slowly, painfully, the galaxy's strongest predator bent his knee. Before a single human. Ending. The lesson of the predator. The arena erupted in chaos. Monarchs screamed, hive minds pulsed in disbelief. Entire star systems watching from afar shook with astonishment. The invincible had bowed. The monster had yielded. Elias helped Raltor rise. His hand steady despite the predator's massive weight. "Strength means little without discipline," he said quietly. "And fear means nothing when faced with resolve." The council declared the trial concluded. Earth would remain untouched. But more than that, an unspoken truth had spread across the galaxy. For centuries, species had looked upon humanity as fragile deathworlders, dangerous only because of their savage planet. But now they saw something else. A species whose greatest weapon was not claws or fangs, not armor or firepower, but will. In the weeks that followed, emissaries spoke of a strange sight. The Vrashkai, once a scourge upon the stars, now bore a new tradition. Their strongest predator, Raltor himself, carried upon his chest a scar not of defeat, but of choice. He spoke to his kind. "The human did not conquer me. He endured me. And for that I kneel not in shame, but in honor." And so it was recorded in the annals of the galaxy. Why did the strongest predator bow to a human? Because for the first time, he met a creature not stronger, but unyielding. And in that, he saw something greater than victory. He saw a fellow predator.